I don't know. Perhaps I should just have blacks.
And what can I do for you? Well, you won't hear me complaining. The only drawback, still... I remember it like it was yesterday. You're our leader now. Go on, then. Is that all?
Clive! You're back! You didn't happen to run out of potions while you were here.
Clive. Things you ain't too... Nah. You've forgotten already, because I haven't. Still. So, what'd it be? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
Look, Sid. Squeaks wants to meet you. I can keep him, can't I? Can't I?
This plank left.
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new shipment's just arrived.
You look like you could do with a drink. How am I getting on? Oh, about as well as you'd expect. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't... Don't tell her you heard that from me, though. Might be a mo. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Ah, there you are. Word of your adventures arrived this...
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be...
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reason. Trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think...
One might say the same of you, Vivian Knight.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts. So, to what do... Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard?
Very well, then. Shall we start with this? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of, well, mostly armies. Though that's not for one. But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside.
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And now, as to the matter of payment...
Even.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Here for another of my lectures? One would think. I admit... a far more reputable... My beloved homeland. Or at least, it was... How may I help you today? Of course. One must understand one's place in the world. Thus ends today's lesson.
Hither yon dance autumn winds atop the rotten pier. Of Sid's return the faithful sing across the blighted mere.
Said the hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. Welcome home, Clive.
I believe this belongs to you.
Would that I could do the same. But alas, that said, I have continued, but without access to the great libraries of Ori.
Please, don't apologize.
I fear it is not more. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the...
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him.
Hush now. We all...
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them. However, Titan took much from us that night. From some more and the wounds that remain. They are not quick.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the tavern.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk. What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well. What would make Martha leave the rest?
If something has happened to Martha... We need to speak with Otto.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosario. Blood was spilled, but somewhere in the middle of it all.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since East, they've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing. Complained that it was...
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as...
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
If you need volunteers, just say the word. I dab hand when it comes to the old fisticuffs.
Damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grat, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young, assuming we had any pitched out the old tub.
Of course, Oberl's skiff is our only means of reaching the main...
Well, I'm glad. To make pitch, you need pitch now. I'm not so unkind. And it just so happens I once heard...
Sounds easier than felling a far... Easier than felling a forest, I said. The trees don't have teeth.
Get him!
Can't imagine Oberlus needing any more than this. Time to head home.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you... And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials descended like a storm. No one was spared there. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but... all our efforts got...
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take...
We will. But one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were... I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't...
You do the same.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But to Culling... Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
What are you after? Take care out there, eh?
Oi, look sharp!
If those Orsons touch an arrow on Martha's head.
Look. Up ahead. Martha. Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields!
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The Abbot and I were helping bearers. Poor souls turned up.
Then, Martha, do you think you can make it back to the...
I think so. Thank you.
Black Shields? Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they forced to affect all her citizens.
Seems a step too far. Even
Get him! This one!
All yours, Torgal!
for it! Get him! Go for it! Yeah!
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of colluding with the enemies of the Empire.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On the...
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Over here! Almost killed!
Is that all of them?
I think so. I didn't see the abbot. He may still... The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him. Calling upon what?
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to... They are...
The Black Shields. Rosaria will never be... Tell Matt. To Biggs.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers...
No, they didn't. But it was there. They knew the fate that awaited them.
Martha said they rose from their beds.
I've gathered the bearers' remains.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Riddick's job. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself.
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Spotted us, Torgal? What do I say? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball. Let's try this one. See that coming. That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of the...
And now they are truly...
I hope so.
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived that.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their Cole said you cast their remains. But it should have been me. This was...
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And the rumors started moons ago. But I assumed it was all just nonsense, nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about.
And in ordinary times, you would have been right. Which begs the question. My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make...
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time. If those Imperials think they can come in here... Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well.
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come call it. Those poor souls died to give me a chance to save others. I won't let their sacrifice be in vain.
Try not to move. You'll only make it worse.
Oi! You handy with that sword? Of course you are. Bet you're up now. Question is, are you willing to...
Chocobos.
You heard me right. And not just a Whiteheart and her flock.
Chocobos.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of... Oh, go on, then. There's a good...
Where can I find you?
I saw him cut across the way. You saved Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? And don't worry.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. I thought Ambrosia was one. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way. These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still.
All right, then. But don't start it.
This
Over here!
Wakened wind!
You're safe now. White Hart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, are you... And the whole...
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. No, I dare say she'd reckon our feathered friend must have learned. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum.
Well,
Oh, no, sorry.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems...
Is that it?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. Let's go. Oh, stay. Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe?
A few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old White. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go. Don't you worry. Will you hear that, White Hart? You... That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll... Anyhow, best be up.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you. Let's go.
Yeah!
Where's Gav?
Finish with that log, so...
Well, did you find me?
Find is one way of putting...
Ugh! Reeks like a chocobo's arse. Well, I don't suppose the Argo will mind.
Argo? So you're both...
Yeah. Same as me old man.
I hear there's trouble.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath, near Ironhome. Drake's Fang, in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine, in Waloed. And Drake's Tail, here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Think it's all right to touch him?
I don't know. You go first.
Won't be long now, Martel. Sid,
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just... Well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know this.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when I took it on, you see, after she... Well, and not only is it ready, it's actually tasty.
Impressive.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse break. You couldn't take...
It'd be nice being the best.
Oh, thanks. You always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they... Here you go. Martel apples, they're called. You hear that, Martel? Today's fun.
Did you come through the forge today? And you say Sid built this place?
So, that's how Hugo Kupka was able to prime that light 5 years ago, despite there being no ether in the depot.
There was a time I only had eyes for Otto. But then I saw the light, and his name is Cole. That way he looks at you like a frightened fawn who's lost his mother.
Once the Dalmegs have laid siege to the Dominion, very little will be leaving Twinside, including the many... medicines to steal there.
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted. Right. The people of Valisthea are going through a lot. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them. Perhaps I can. I don't think so.
Ah, my favorite pupil. What is it that you wish to learn? One must understand one's place in the world. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
You two look like you could use something to eat.
Martel.
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran?
Please don't. Those up, she'd have been proud.
A gift from the backyard.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one he'd have them right from the branch, mate Mark.
That sounds like the Sid.
Planning on keeping that lot. Hang on. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been neat. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work. Clive, tell the lad down in the back here.
Not so much as a thank you. Well, you can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh.
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Oh, Clive!
What? The patron's whisper. Does that mean...
Oh, no, that's still me. It's just, I still catalogue every item that... Business is busy. Still. Words are immortal. Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are. All yours. Hasn't been delivered yet, I'm afraid. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Oh, same. So... Oh. And Sid. But he's still with us too. Anything catch your eye? Think you can help?
Them old apples, though.
That broom's as ragged as...
Think it's all right to touch him?
Cursebreakers sent their thanks. They were clearly very fond.
They remembered her. I suppose she was very kind. Even to a she put everything into her work. She wasn't. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a...
And through you.
I didn't.
By the way, Otto's...
Of course not. I was... They like your fruit, Martel?
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber. Come on. Run like the wind.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right.
I heard you the first time.
Excuse me, but... You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire get. Don't they just? Keep your ears open, eh? The Black... You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on...
You're a long way from home, aren't you? I suppose we won't be seeing you again.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed their gates to all but the Highborn, and now...
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. At least I think they was the Black Shields.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think?
If only we were. I might.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
How'd you get it?
But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and you are to leave Amber and never come.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's, this village will not.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with...
Are you all right?
Sorry, we still don't know who the Black Shields are looking...
Well, whoever they are, but other than Martha, who else in Rosaria? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find... Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Good girl. This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apothecary, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it. More of my mother's men.
Get him! Go for it! This one. Get him! Stay down!
Let's go.
Safe.
Over here! Almost killed!
Good girl.
Run like the wind.
Straight home now.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you to dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and...
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of
Tell me what I want in the end. Who are you looking for?
Why, your friends have been found. They await you in Old.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia. Be safe.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morning, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
Hush now! You didn't hear nothing.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed!
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves. Blackguards.
Faster!
Mr. Lazarus, what happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-ripped dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here.
More than enough for
Fuck off.
Find the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties. Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since old...
Maybe they found who they were looking for. Straight home now. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just...
You are welcome to what little we have managed to salvage. I will be here should you need aught else.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Gillen, sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge, while the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see.
How small exactly?
Small enough. Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So wait. The bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps not.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shield.
And so we shall.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine.
Ha! You presumed that a pair of filthy could guard aught against... Die along with... For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another warning men to fight their battle for
More dragons!
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't stand flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing. This one!
We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? Kill!
I don't see any more.
It did. We sent every last one of the Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings.
Perhaps. But she'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks
and then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation... Her fields rot. Her people, we battled to preserve the flame that was, but yet be that as it may. It is... For as long as the Firebirds flame and her loyal subjects make...
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the A sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your...
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the... It is why he remains ever vigilant.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove...
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want... If only Sir Tyler could have been...
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need...
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. All right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung a sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in... Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess. I didn't take you for a Scot.
Oh, this?
I borrowed it from old tomes.
Think I'll...
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? On it from spit roasts to sweetmeat.
If it's my blessing.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid, but you're made of stern...
Something tells me you won't be
Fantastic!
So?
Chances. The only problem? A beast, no doubt.
Does the book say anything?
Well, only that the sweetest...
Roses. One of the butchers in Martha's Rest.
Deadlands wouldn't be half as bad to hold the bloody dust.
Typical nobles.
How did we never
There are
hear?
new billets being
Guardians of the
posted every
Flame.
day.
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't, and if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple... Something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark. But I'm thinking he might...
Fine.
Knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk...
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat. Wait a bit. Then...
Back again, Lord Rosfield. Ever the... What will it be today?
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting sail for the mother crystal that rises. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian... As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred. And they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship, making Drastanus the holiest from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to...
My father and my grandfather had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate.
But instead, they sent their fleet. I'd say you'd be forgiven for...
But not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Typical nobles.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something I thought you might want to...
I told you not to stick...
Clive just wants to help, innit? Talk to him. Please, mate.
It's not the sort of thing you...
Why didn't you tell us all?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and anyway, the other day she shows me a cuirass. Made my stuff look like I should have brought the bastard thing there and there. You happy? You got what you came for?
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as... Didn't think anything.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in... Something tells me this if he has doubts.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right.
Glad to hear it. First... Karen, Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come...
And he ain't been himself since he saw...
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way to... But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused...
You don't know where we might find...
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he...
I see.
He did tell me something. Apparently, his next commission's for a...
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse... Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted?
Thank you, Karen.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets.
Good idea. Hopefully...
If that level worker's even half the craftsman Blackthorn says, someone's bound to have heard of him. I'll do a bit of poking around, see if I can't find something out. Good luck in Sambrek, and watch out for that griffin.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
think so.
Jill. When you weren't talking about destroying Drake's breath.
No. I spoke of Imran. It's what I need to do to put the past behind, and I know that I can do it.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Typical nobles.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? You earned this. All done?
Good date? You? Sid.
The crystals we get from the tailor altar.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
All right. Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew. Is something there, boy? Could that be our man? Are you all right?
Guess that griffin caught me before I could get an...
More likely than not.
The name's Camille.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant?
Bought a cuirass from me after I lost... Didn't stop her bartering me...
It's not her who sent me.
Well...
You should be. He's a master of his...
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled...
You sure?
Well, and thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the... Short of showing him how to make the...
In that case?
I'd be much obliged. You send your...
Will do. Hopefully this will sweeten blood.
monster's taken quite a liking to them.
And with a bit of luck, Clive might even find the geezer.
Bloody busybodies, the both of you.
How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does...
I found him. And he asked me to give you this.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were a
Good few times, too. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that fit. Oh, this is...
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Here, Clive.
Camille, I believe.
I thought there ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do that. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, but our friend Camille guards a long-held family...
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, still.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway.
It's good to have you back.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like. There's a reason he does his own hunting, and don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. I reckon I can make something about as good. Something. Anyway, enough narrowing.
Looks like we won't be needing a new black.
As if there was a better one. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. Right, now that's sorted. Thanks, Clive.
What do you need? For St. Fornian, do you? Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. And?
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other, don't we?
Oh. Unwanted violets. If you...
Boy, you're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing, even if they were.
Do the scorpions still live?
I dare say they do.
Thank you.
Stay sharp.
After what the Empire did to Martha.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against. I better get this back to Yvonne before...
Did you find our miss...
I did indeed.
Marvellous! Let's see.
You wouldn't be wrong.
In... I present. Grab a spoon, Sid.
I'm mad.
Well, it'll be... Odin's teeth, and yet, up. It takes a moment to recover.
You're,
I must share this gift. A single mouthful.
I'm